Welcome to Geeky Girls Knit. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl,
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash Bit Weird.
and we welcome you today. It is January the 23rd, and this is episode 22.
You just said it was episode 22 before we started.
I know, but then I forgot. Because I said it was the 23rd, and then it was this 22nd episode, and it confused me.
I'm knitting. Are you happy now?
Yes, we will talk about that in a minute. So we say a big welcome back to all of our returning viewers and a big hello to our new viewers. I know we've gotten a few new viewers this week, and so a big welcome. We're glad you're here. Don't throw your knitting.
I dropped it.
So I think we're ready to get started. So here we go.
So we are going to talk about what's on our needles.
Yes.
Okay, I still have my socks, my needles, but as you can see, I have made actual progress. I finished the foot, and I'm to the heel flap.
Yes.
Are you happy? Mama, you're twisting it.
I know, I'm showing them that you've done a little bit of the heel flap. So these are just our vanilla sock pattern from our local yarn shop, the 2 at a time toe up socks, and they're on US 4s, which is 3.5 millimeters, and your yarn Knit Picks Brava Sport in
Jacquard.
No, that's a whole different yarn.
Yeah, I knew that.
Rouge.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you going to tell them about the challenge that has been extended to
You
you?
tell them about it.
Okay, so one of our faithful viewers, Enid, who lives in the UK, challenged Damaris this week because y'all know last week I was on Damaris's case because she was not making very good progress on her socks. And so I challenged her to have to be to the heel flap by this week, which she has done.
Yeah.
But in the midst of it, Enid has challenged her to finish the socks completely by a week from tomorrow, which is January 31st.
Don't say a week from tomorrow. That makes me panicky. Don't say that. Just say by the end of January.
By the end of January. And if she completes it, Enid is sending her a little gift from the UK. So, Enid, she's working hard. We figured it up that she needs to do, what is it, like 12 rows a day?
11.
11 rows a day.
So that means I need to get like to 22 because I didn't get to 11 yesterday.
So,
but I finished the foot.
You did, and I'm very proud of you for finishing the foot. So, she is working hard, Enid. I've kept on her, cracking the whip. No, not really.
I don't like that metaphor.
I'm sorry. I have been encouraging her, not bluntly. I've been bluntly encouraging you.
Do you slip the last stitch?
No.
Okay.
So hopefully at this time next week she will be nearing completion. We shall see. You can do it. Keep knitting. I'll talk for a little bit.
That means I have to do 77 rows a week. I didn't think about that.
You can do it. Okay, so I made a little bit of progress on the Lethal Junction shawl that I'm knitting for my mother-in-law. After she saw mine, she asked if I would knit her one, and she bought the yarn, and I said, of course. So this was the mystery shawl knit along that I did in the fall. And the yarn I'm using is Knit Picks Comfy Fingering in Bison and Peony. And it's on US 5s 3.75. And so I'm still in section 1 because I've had
a wing.
Hold on, I'm dropping stitches. That's bad.
It's a wing.
It is a wing. I'm still in section 1 because I've had a little bit of a foggy brain this week and haven't made as much progress as I hoped. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 10 repeats done. And obviously, as you go, the repeats get longer. And so I think I need like 7 more repeats to be done with section 1. So hopefully I will get some good progress on that this week. Now about my knitting catastrophe. It made me cry. So I was working on these socks that I showed y'all last week, the Afterthought heel socks on US 1's 2.25 millimeters. And I was working on them, making great progress. And then Sunday evening, I was knitting on them, and all of a sudden, I do a magic loop, and the one of the needles snapped where it is connected to the cable, and I cried. I managed to save them without losing any stitches. However, our local yarn shop is not open on Mondays. So my husband, Russ, picked up a new set of needles for me yesterday afternoon, and I got them back on the needles. And so hopefully I will finish them this week. I did make a lot of progress on them. This is in two skeins of leftover yarn from other projects. So the toe is, it's kind of a pinkish and orange color, and it's the Regia hand dye effect in balloon, and then the striping is also Regia in the random stripe in the sizzle colorway. So where this little yellow pin is, I've knit from there this week. And I put in my spot for my heels. You can see it better on this one. Right there. That kind of pale pink. And so now I'm knitting the leg, and then I'll go back in and put the heels. So while I had hoped to have these finished this week, it did not happen because of the knitting catastrophe of the needle breaking. It broke. Oh!
Ow!
I'm so sorry. I'm beating up my child.
You hit my glasses.
I didn't mean to. I was the other set of needles snapped right here at the end of the needle where the cable is. And of course, I did not have any other sets in the right size. So crisis has been averted now. I have needles back, and I am working on them, and hopefully they'll be finished this week. And that's all I think we have really on the needles. I did some swatching and such this week for some potential projects, but haven't gone too far with them yet. So I'll show you those in the future.
I'll be knitting throughout this entire podcast unlike normal. Are you happy now?
Yes. All right. I think we're ready to move on to the next segment. Knit, knit, knit. Faster, faster, faster. Go, go. All right. Now it's time for finished projects.
I'm still.
So we really technically don't have any finished projects this week because of my sock catastrophe. What?
You don't have any, and I never have any.
But I did do a yarn related project this week, so I thought I would show it to y'all just so we have something for this segment. So this yarn, I'm not even sure where I got it. I pulled it out of my stash.
I think you got it in a swap.
I may have. This is Mordial Volcano yarn in the 950 multicolor colorway, and it's got kind of a dark pink and a light pink and a baby blue and kind of a seafoam green and yellow. And but it's also got it's put together with another yarn that's got makes it have little like eyelet things on it. So I pulled this out of my stash, and it's an old yarn because it's discontinued. It came out in 2005. So I must have had it for quite a while from a swap. So does anybody else have problems with their earphones, their earbuds tangling?
Do you have problems with your headphones tangling? Not anymore.
Because we have a solution. So what I did, this is just a set of earbuds that I use, my recliner that I use when I like listen to podcasts when Damaris is doing school. And what I did is I tied a knot called, I think it's called the Chinese ladder knot. And what I did is I started up here at the top by the headphone, and then went down to the kind of connector part. And then I did the other one, and then I picked up right there and did the rest of the length all the way
You're not supposed to knit there.
to the end. And now it won't tangle. It just kind of rolls in on itself so that they don't tangle up.
I have a lemon.
You've had a lemon, sweetheart.
I know. It's gonna begin today.
So I finished this last night. It's not difficult. It's just tying knots. If anybody's curious about how to do it, let me know and I'll send you to the link to where I found how to tie the knots. I'm going to do this also on another set of earphones that I have that I carry in my wristlet wallet with me when we're out and about, because sometimes we're someplace where I can listen to a podcast for a few minutes or something. So that is my finished project for this week, even though it's not technically a knitting project. It is yarn related, so it counts. Yes? Yes?
I.
Okay. On to the next segment. And we're back.
Huh.
And it's time for
Spoilers!
No, yummies.
Well, it is time for spoilers.
Well, not yet. We'll talk about spoilers in a few minutes. It's time for yummies, which is our current favorite things. I think she had sugar.
I'm excited.
Okay, but hold on. We got to tell them what yummies are in case they've never seen us before. If they've never seen us before, they probably think we're insane.
But we are.
We are, and we know it. So yummies are like our current favorite things that we like a lot right now. And this week, we just have joint yummies. We don't have any individual ones this week. They're all joint. So, Damaris, it's been a very animated week. Why has it been animated?
Because we've been watching animated movies all week.
We have been watching animated movies all week. So, what have we watched? We watched...
I can't see it. We watched Dumbo. It was made in 1941.
Yes.
And the scene where they accidentally drink some champagne, I always thought it was soapy water because they were like burping bubbles. I just always thought it was soapy water, but now I know it's champagne.
So that one was fun. We watched On the Hound Dog.
The Fox and the Hound.
Yes, that's one of my favorites. Both of those are available streaming on Netflix now. We watched, the two DVDs we watched. Remember the second and the third part? We had watched the original a while back.
Oh, Cinderella.
Yeah, we watched Cinderella 2 and 3 this week.
I don't think it was as good.
No, it's definitely 2 was not as good. It was a conglomeration of short stories.
Sequels are never as good. Sequels to animated movies are never as good unless it's Little Mermaid 2, which we have over here.
Yeah, Little Mermaid 2 is like one of her favorite ever.
Yes.
And what else do we have over there?
Something. The Black Cauldron.
Which I hate.
She's only we had it on VHS, and she only watched it once, and it scared her to death. So she never let me watch it, even though I'm pretty sure it won't scare me.
But so she insisted that she had to see it, and since we don't have...
it's one of the only ones I haven't seen.
So we don't have it on VHS anymore, obviously. I don't even think we have a VCR anymore.
We don't.
So I got it on Netflix for her so that she can watch it. I might watch it with her just to see if it's still as scary to me as it was then.
What was so scary about it?
You'll just have to watch. Yeah, I think it's not one of their best. But we'll watch it.
We also have Pocahontas on streaming, which she despises. She hates it with a burning passion. I don't know why, because everyone really seems to like Pocahontas.
I did not like Pocahontas at all when I saw it.
As you can see.
We also watched, this one's not actually animated, but we watched the old Muppet movie from the late 70s.
They broke the fourth wall so many times.
They did. It was cute, though, especially because we really liked the new Muppet movie that they did.
Yes.
Was that about a year ago now?
Mm-hmm.
So we like the Muppets, so that was fun. And then we also watched The Adventures of Tintin,
which the screenplay was done by Stephen Moffat and 2 other people.
Moffat. But it was actually a really cute movie.
And on the topic of Moffat,
Yes.
the Sherlockians rise once more.
Yes. So we have been seeing on Twitter that they are building the sets for Series 3.
Thank you, Arwell Wynne Jones.
So if you're curious about seeing some of the sets for BBC Sherlock Series 3, let us know and we will point you in the right direction.
Yes. We've only had 3 pictures, and the first was just an empty room with a concrete floor, and someone said, I guess you could say it's an empty house. Yeah.
Yikes. So if you want to see those, let us know and we'll point you in the right direction. We also saw this week that Doctor Who returns on March 30th. Yay! We don't know the name of the episode yet, though, do we?
No. It's rumored that it's called The Bells of St. John.
So, March 30th, Doctor Who is back. Woo! All right, now here is your spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Alert. Okay, we're going to give you 2 spoiler alerts on this. We're fixing to talk about Cabin Pressure, the new episode 4.3 Vaduz, which was on today. But also, in addition, we're going to talk about a theory that we have for what's going to happen at the end of Series 4. So if you don't want to be spoiled, this is your spoiler warning. Okay, Vaduz, hands down the funniest episode out of all 4 series, in my opinion.
Okay, let me just say the best things about the episode in general. Well, there was only one best thing. Martin got a date! As you can see, I'm really excited about this.
Martin got a date with the Princess of
Liechtenstein. Princess Teresa of Liechtenstein.
And Princess Teresa,
She went down on Carolyn.
She got Carolyn good. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. Like, Damaris and I were, because we just listened to it when it was on at 12:30 our time here. And we were like screaming in laughter. It was so
I'm glad
funny.
No one else was home.
Yeah, it was a good thing nobody else was. Well, Russ was here, but he wasn't. He knows how much we like it, and he'll listen to it with us again. He just couldn't. He didn't have time to listen to it. He had to get ready for work. So, but I think hands down the best episode.
And poor Arthur getting the rules of Yellow Car rewritten.
Yes, because there was a young king.
Yes, I thought it was going to be like
an old man.
Like an old proper king. Like, ooh.
But he was probably early, maybe 10-ish.
Yes.
I would
the
guess.
only thing that peeved me about him is that they didn't get an actual child actor to play him.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't sound like a child at all.
Oh, I thought he did.
I didn't.
I did. Okay, so here is our theory. So
And now we're gonna talk about what books we're reading and what TV we're watching. Yay!
And hopefully this segment won't be as long as last week's was. We had a lot of TV to talk about last week. So what are you reading, Mare?
Mismatch by Erin Mangum. I want to say Magnum. Erin Magnum.
No, Erin Mangum. It's a free Kindle book that I read, and so I put it on her Kindle, so she's reading that for her other book this month for school. I finished, hold on, let me set my knitting down. I finished Madeline L'Engle's Many Waters, which was weird because the twins go back to the time of Noah. Not my favorite one in the series. And then I read the final one in the Time Quintet, which is An Acceptable Time, which is about Polly, which is the granddaughter of the people, of the scientists on the farm. So, and next up on my list to read is the Austen series, also by Madeline L'Engle. Russ is picking them up for me.
Oh, I thought you meant Jane Austen.
No, not Jane Austen.
We have her books on Kindle.
Yes, we do. Russ is picking up the Austen's series from the library for me today by Madeline L'Engle. We have one of them here at the house, but we didn't have the other ones. So I asked him to pick those up for me. So I will have those and be starting on those. All right, so you ready to dive into TV?
Yes, wait, is this the first one? Arrow?
Arrow's the first one.
Okay, so wait, can I say something first? The thing that you told me yesterday?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so Mama read yesterday that Alex Kingston
River Song
is going to be Laurel's mom. And when she found out, she called me, and we were at the grocery store in the parking lot, and she told me. I just did her on the spot, and I'm just like, oh, it's going to be like Innuendo Fest.
Yes. So we will now have Alex Kingston, River Song, and John Barrowman, Captain Jack.
I wonder if they've been in an episode of Doctor Who together yet.
In Arrow. So this week was Arrow episode 1.10, which was called Burned, which was significant because it was about firefighters. So, and this was the first episode back since the break for the holidays. So in this episode, Walter, who is Oliver's stepdad, has been missing now for 6 weeks. And we know that Barrowman is the one that took him.
We know that Barrowman is the one that took him.
And Oliver's mom was in on it, so she knows. But Oliver does not know who took him. So the kind of the premise of this episode was there was a firefighter who was killing other firefighters. And what it came down to in the end was when they were all fighting a fire together, I think it was a couple of years ago, he did not get out of the building and was presumed dead, but was actually a John Doe in the hospital with really bad burns. And so he was trying to get revenge on all the other firefighters. So that was that. Oliver was still working to regain his strength from after the explosion. And
I'm trying not to let my yarns tangle.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm focusing with such concentration.
And the other big thing in the episode, I guess, was that Laurel took the phone that Green Arrow had given to her father to be able to contact him. So Laurel now has a direct contact to Green Arrow.
But didn't her father take the phone back?
But then he gave it back to her.
What? Oh.
Yeah. So that was kind of pretty much that episode. It was really kind of family centered because Oliver was spending a lot of time with his family because of Walter being missing. So the new episode is actually tonight, episode 1.11. It's called Trust But Verify. All right, Merlin 5.3, The Death Song of Uther Pendragon. Take it.
Anthony Head. Oh, I'm knitting.
Oh, okay. So
there was a lot of slapping of each other in this episode.
There was a lot of slapping. So Arthur was given this horn that he could summon up someone from the spirit world, and he summonums his father, but does not realize that when he's leaving the spirit world from talking with his dad, that if he turns back and looks at him, that it allows his father's spirit to escape. And so then Uther is really peeved at Arthur because he thinks he's ruining the kingdom, and so he tries to kill Gwen. He finds out that Merlin has magic,
And then he tries to kill
Merlin, attacks Arthur, and they finally get him put back into the spirit
and Uther
world.
tries to tell Arthur that that Merlin has magic. I'm getting my names mixed up.
And then at the last second, he disappeared into the spirit world before he was able to tell Arthur. Percival got hurt with an axe falling on him. Uther did that too. And the candelabra fell on the round table and damaged it. That was Uther too.
It's like,
And so, but what I think one of the funny lines was when Arthur and Merlin were looking for Uther to try to send him back to the spirit world, and one of the knights came up on them,
Sir Leon.
and he's like, "What are y'all doing?" And Merlin says, "We are studying poetry."
I'm teaching him poetry.
He likes poetry. And so then Arthur was upset with him. It was kind of funny. But yeah, the
That's gonna be my excuse now. If I'm ever doing something weird, like looking for my dead father's spirit that's haunting my castle, and someone comes upon me and says, "What the heck are you doing?" I'm gonna say, "I'm studying poetry." Mhm.
So the next episode is on Friday, episode 5.4, Another's Sorrow. Bum bum bum. I ran out of pages again this week. I had to use sticky notes.
But that wasn't my fault.
No, this was not your fault. Okay, so
The end of Fringe.
yes, the end of Fringe.
She was crying.
I did. I cried both times I watched it.
I almost cried. I could feel the tears wanting to come on, but I didn't.
So instead of being a 2-hour episode, it was 2 episodes back to back, and that's how they ended it. Episode 5.12 was Liberty, and episode 5.13 was An Enemy of Fate. So the child observer, Michael, I'm trying to remember his name, I thought it was kind of interesting that he was able to get into the other observers' heads, and like he made that main observer guy, I can never remember his name.
Captain Thing.
I know, it's something I think with a W, but he was making his nose bleed and making his eyes bleed by being.
I just realized we never heard Michael talk.
No, he wasn't able to talk.
Oh,
that was part of the.
I thought he was able to. He just didn't want to.
No, he was not able to talk. Broyles is found out by the observer, observers that
the
he
main
was,
observer guy.
Yeah, that he was the dove. He was the mole in the observers.
I was about to say cuckoo, but then I realized that's a pigeon.
Okay, so we kind of, I really liked how they tied so much stuff together with what had happened in the past. Olivia had to use cortaxiphan again, which we saw a lot in the early seasons. And by doing that, she was able to cross universes to be able to rescue Michael, who was being held on Liberty Island. But in the process of crossing universes, we were able to see Folivia and Lincoln, who have now married and they have a son together. So that was Lincoln was from our time and stayed over there.
I thought he died.
He died in their time, and the Lincoln from our time, our universe, went over there and lived.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay, so they one of the sad points was when Peter found out that Walter was going to have to leave and go with Michael into the future to try to reset time.
I'm having issues.
I'm sorry. So that was a really sad moment as they dealt with that. So they finally decided to use a shipping lane to be able to send Walter and Michael into the future. I was kind of confused about whether it was Olivia or Michael that killed that head observer guy with the car smashing against him when they were trying to get through the shipping lane. Because
maybe it was both of them.
And it could have been, because it seemed like the first time I watched it, I thought it was Olivia with it being something left over from the Cortexiphan they had injected her with. But then the second time I watched it, I was leaning more towards that it was Michael. So I'm not sure which of the two it was.
He went splat.
Donald got shot and died, which was really
And
sad.
then Michael pulled out the little music box.
That played the What Child Is This? That was really, I'm bawling by this point watching it. Walter then takes Michael's hand and they walk into the future. Peter mouthed, "I loved you, Dad," to him, and Olivia and Astrid are crying. And then all of a sudden, the last few minutes, we're back to that scene in the park with Peter and Olivia and Etta as a young child, probably like 3, I think. And we realize that time has been reset. And they play with Etta and take her home. And right after they get home, Peter is checking the mail, and there's an envelope from Walter, and in it was the white tulip drawing that we had seen several times in the series, and that was kind of the lead-in for that Peter will be able to find out that Walter had to leave because his memory has been wiped because they've reset time.
So what did the things in the commercial break say?
I still don't know what the symbol said.
The blog hasn't posted it yet?
If they did, I missed it. So I'm going to have to look again because, in Fringe.
Right before they do a commercial break, they do a little symbol thing.
Yeah, and they spell.
Like a 6-fingered hand or a apple cut.
Yeah, they spell out words that are significant to the episodes, but I'm not sure what it was. So I missed that. So all in all, I was really pleased with how they ended Fringe. I thought it was really true to the storyline, and it was a really beautiful way to end the show, and I will miss it because it's been one of my favorites. Okay, Once Upon a Time, we had episode 2.12, In the Name of the Brother. And this really centered a lot on Dr. Whale.
/ Victor Frankenstein / whatever the heck his name is.
Dr. Whale.
But he's also Victor Frankenstein.
Yes. He's only got 2 names.
Yeah, but what do you call him?
In the present, you call him Dr. Whale. In the past, or in fairy tale land, you call him Frankenstein. Okay. So Belle doesn't remember because at the end of the last episode, Belle got pushed across the line by Hook. She doesn't, and she's forgotten everything about being Belle. Hook is hurt from being hit by the car. We find out that the outsider who was driving the car, his name is Greg. Gold tried to kill Hook because he's so upset with him about him making Belle forget. And all through the episode, Gold is trying to help Belle remember, and she's just very angry and scared at him. She broke Chip the cup. He brought it to her trying to help her remember, and she didn't. Okay, so now they know that whatever was keeping people out of Storybrooke for the last 28 years is gone now. Okay, so in the past, in past times, we see that Rumpelstiltskin and Frankenstein were working together. That at one point, Frankenstein's brother was shot and killed. He tried to bring him back to life and burned out his heart. And then
burned the heart out of you.
It burned up. It was yucky. And then Rumple connected him with Regina, who gave him a heart, and he was able to bring back his brother. Brother was a monster and killed his father. It was crazy. We think as we're watching that that Henry is looking for Regina, but we find out that it's Cora. We find out that Cora, everything she learned and knows about magic, she learned from Rumple. Rumple taught her everything, and they kiss, which was really kind of creepy. That's not a good pairing. Dr. Whale is just kind of off the deep end because he feels like bad things. I know. I didn't even mean to do that. He thinks that he is the cause of lots of bad things happening, and he tries to kill himself, and Red helps him and saves him and tells them that this is their chance to start over. Um, so Dr. Whale comes back and he does surgery on Greg, the outsider, and saves him. And Emma, as the sheriff, goes in to talk to Greg, and he says that he was texting and that's what caused the accident. And he claims that he does not remember or he did not see anything happen. And then at the end, we see him on the phone with who we assume is a girlfriend or a wife saying, "You're never going to believe what I saw." So that's going to cause a lot of problems. Um, Gold uses a globe that Cora gave him to help locate his son, and he forces Emma to go with him and says that if anything happens to Belle while they're gone, that he will kill everyone. So he's kind of off the deep end. We do not get another episode of Once Upon a Time until February the 10th. When we do, it's going to be called, it's episode 2.13, called Tiny, and Hurley from Lost will be back as the giant.
Hurley.
So that's going to be fun. All right, Bunheads. This was episode 1.13. I'll be your Meyer Lansky. And totally loved the beginning part where they were like prepping for the accountant meeting. And it looks like they were like prepping to run a marathon. There was tons of really funny lines.
There was no boo.
There was no boo. And I don't know why. And lots of us are questioning that. Love the line about what numbers can't be fun because they had all their paperwork in a South Park binder. Love the whole spiel about the alpaca farm. The accountant saying, "I'm not telling you to get alpacas," and Michelle says, "Well, I hope not," with that sluicer around because they were talking about panning for gold.
In their mountains.
Yes. The candle guy who's been selling on their land and paying rent to the alpaca guy who doesn't even own the land. And so then Fanny takes candles as payment. She's like, all of these are for payment, for the rent. Godot is back. We had the whole Frankie Cosette thing still going on.
Who's Godot?
Godot's from the bar. Okay, and then the other really funny part was that Michelle found out that she forgot to finish high school. She went to Dollywood instead.
I don't know what that is.
Dolly Parton. It's like a theme park of Dolly Parton. And then Fanny says, "My Meyer Lansky doesn't even have a high school diploma." That was really funny. Melanie is like off the deep end attacking people. She attacked Godot. She attacked her brother's ex-girlfriend. I can't wait to see her in the roller derby stuff next time. I think that's going to be a real funny plot point. Truly telling Michelle that she's not in her Trolls Trust circle at the trivia night. That was really funny.
I thought she told Millie that.
No, she told Michelle.
Oh.
And Michelle saying, I'm getting dumber. Knowledge is seeping out of my brain. And then she has the whole kind of argument thing with Godot because she is like, here's to being dumb. And Godot's like, I have a master's degree and I'm thinking about working on my PhD. And so they get in a little fight. Millie is partnering with Fanny and Michelle to do the amphitheater. I think that's going to be a hysterical storyline because Millie is just like off the deep end.
Everyone's off the deep end.
I know. And then at the end, it was really moving to watch the dance with Sasha and some of the other dancers supporting her about her mother trying to force her to move out of town. So I'm interested to see how they handle that. I have a feeling it's going to be something with Sasha maybe staying with Michelle or something. Next episode is next week, next Monday, episode 1.14, The Astronaut and the Ballerina.
I want Boo.
I know. Boo better be back next week. We like her.
Boo's
She's our favorite.
She's my favorite.
All right, and then Continuum, which you didn't watch with me.
I didn't.
Ow. This was episode 1.2, Fast Times, and it was really focused a lot around Kira. The police found out that she's not who she said she was, but Alec is able to build a backstory for her to make her a special agent, and she's going to be working with them to help get the terrorists. The terrorists try one time to go back to the future and it didn't have enough power, so they kidnap this physicist and try again. And Kira forces them to for her to try to go with them, but it also fails. And when that happened, they lost a piece of the metal ball thingy that they need to go back to the future, and now the police have that extra piece in their custody. And Kira realized it at the end of the episode. We had some flashbacks with Kira and her son, which were really precious. So it's going to be interesting to see Kira working with the police in her past to help catch people from her present, which is the future, 65 years of the future. Next episode is next Monday, episode 1.3, Wasting Time. And that's TV for this week. It's trivia time.
Yeah, you do that.
Because you don't want to sing, it's trivia time.
No, and my voice does not sound like that.
Okay. We're still in our 8 weeks, 8 questions, 1 winner contest.
And will be for 8 weeks.
Yes, I think we have like 4 more weeks to go or something like that. So here was last week's question.
In BBC's Sherlock, where are the exteriors of 221B Baker Street actually filmed? And
the answer
is 187 North Gower Street, London, NW1.
And we had 3 people get it correct.
Yay.
4 peanuts. And then a new viewer with us. Her username is A1 Darwin, I think is how you say it. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. And then our friend Enid from Facebook, who is the one that issued Damaris her knitting challenge.
I am knitting.
She is. She's working hard, Enid, I promise.
See?
Okay, here's this week's question. It's going to have a main answer that will get you 1 point, and then it will have 2 bonus parts, which will get you each another point. So you have a chance to get 3 entries this week. So here is the question. In the new television series Arrow, where are the exterior shots of the Queen Mansion shot? So that is the main question. In the new TV series Arrow, where are the exterior shots of the Queen Mansion shot? And then for the bonus, there is another TV series and there is a movie series that have used this same location for exterior shots. For 1 entry each, tell me what the TV show was, and for the other entry, tell me what the movie series was. So, the new TV series Arrow, where are the exterior shots of the Queen Mansion shot? And for your bonus entries, what other TV show and what movie series have used that same location? Send me an email or send it to me as a private message on Ravelry.
Don't post it on Ravelry.
Yeah, don't post it on Ravelry. We'll have to delete it. And let's get some good entries into the giveaway. And with that, episode 22 is a wrap.
Martin,
Shh, you're going to spoil somebody.
I know. Martin.
A reminder that we're still doing the 100-member giveaway. We hit 70 members this week in our Ravelry group. So if you're not a member of our Ravelry group, come join us. There's also a sub part of that contest where if you refer someone and follow the instructions in that thread, if they win, you also win. So check it out on Ravelry. Links to everything are on our website, Geeky Girls Knit, GeekyGirlsKnit.blogspot.com, and there's links to our Ravelry group, Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, Blip, YouTube, email, and also our personal Twitters and Ravelries if you want to connect with us that way. We'd love to talk with you, so come join us. Let us hear from you. Comment, write to us on our in our group, and we'll see you next week. Happy knitting. Peace.